were a kid growing up in the 80s or 90s, there's a good chance that on your wall you had a poster of either a Lamborghini Countach or a Porsche 911 Turbo. Fast forward 20 years or so, and you're given the opportunity to drive one of these dream cars. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity you can't turn down. And believe me, you won't forget it. Take a quick second and hit that subscribe button and that bell notification next to it for more reviews like this and other automotive content. This is a 2001 Porsche 911 Turbo, all-wheel drive. And this one, if you can hear, woo, is not stock. It's got a full turbo back exhaust, Cobb tuner, which I believe is on a stage 2, and this thing rips. So what is it like to drive a Porsche 911 Turbo? Well,
no cup holder, no back seat, just a shiny dick with 2 chairs in it. I guess we the balls just dragging the fuck along.
That about sums it up. Adults are staring at you, kids are waving at you, and you just have a blast. The sound is intoxicating. Oh my God, that is too much fun. And you don't even have to get on it. The power delivery is very interesting because it reminds me of the mid-late 90s Japanese turbo cars, where for the first couple of thousand RPMs there's really not a whole lot there, and then you hit about 3,000 and all hell breaks loose. Holy crap! The owners estimated this car with the tune and the exhaust to be right around, give or take, 540 horsepower. And I believe it. A lot of cars with a lot of power have a tendency to take the enjoyment out of driving because high horsepower cars, you're normally exchanging that for comfort, reliability, or just all around drivability. You don't lose any of that with this car. It's just fun. The clutch can be a little challenging. It's hit or miss. It's not exactly forgiving, but once you get used to it, it's not bad. So I asked the owner, Rich, what are the best and worst parts about owning this car? And he said, well, best part, it's a Porsche. Worst part, it's a Porsche. They're a great car until you gotta fix them. For a lot of people, just to change the clutch, you gotta pull the motor. But those are some of the sacrifices you make when driving a car like this. One of the things I find intriguing are these old school pop-out cup holders. I haven't seen these since the 90s, and I think they're pretty funny. The other thing that intrigued me were these slots. At first I thought they were a CD changer, but they're actually just CD storage. I could go on forever about the handling of this car, and I can feel the weight in the rear, but that balances the whole car out immensely. The all-wheel drive coupled with the Michelin Pilot Super Sport tires, this thing handles on rails. The turn-in is so crisp. I've never driven a car that handles this good. On a track, this thing would be ridiculously fast. I think one of my favorite things about this engine is the power delivery. I said it earlier in the video, it's not as refined as a new car, but I like that. I like how this thing is so, I want to say violent in the power delivery. That turbo spools up and it hits. You know it hits. And it throws you in the seat. Newer turbo cars spool up and it's very linear. It pulls at a very gradual rate. This lets you know when it's spooling. Alright guys, so I'm going to switch seats with the owner Rich for just a moment, because there's some cars I just don't feel too comfortable ripping on, and this is definitely one of them. But since it's his, he can, and we're going to find out what this thing can do.
Just punch it, man. Just punch it. Go! Now that's how you're supposed to drive. From now on, that's how you drive.
Nothing wrong. One thing I didn't touch on was the brakes, because I really didn't get a chance to test them. But from a high speed, man, do they pull you down.
Yeah, you know, it feels like they don't do a good job until you realize, oh, I'm braking from 120.
Yeah.
Or whatever. It's all about that perspective.
Yes, it is. Well, brother, you hit supercar status.
It was tough, man. I started hatching this crazy ass idea. So at that point, I was saving for like 2 years. So yeah, you go out buy an STI and get about the same performance for less money. At the end of the day, it's a Subaru. At the end of the day, it's a Camaro. At the end of the day, it's a 2005 Corvette. Everybody's got that Corvette. Next generation, the 997. It's the same years as when the GTR came out. They're about the same price. It's like, well, what should I get? They're both all-wheel drive. They're both 6-cylinders with turbos, and it's always the same thing. Well, at the end of the day, when you say somebody, I drive a Nissan or I drive a Porsche. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, it's a badass Nissan, but it's still a Nissan at the end of the day.
If you get the opportunity to ever drive your dream car, take the chance, take the opportunity, and just enjoy life. Because that's what this is about. No matter what the car can do mechanically, it's about what it makes you feel inside. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and I will be bringing lots more content like this to you, so make sure you stay tuned. Catch you then.